a woman is telling you my husband wọ́n máa ń sọ pé wọ́n máa ń pòwe kan pé téèyàn bá tí marry ipe àwọn nǹkan kan wà tí ò ní work fún pé tó bá ti marriage ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn á máa wọlé. Don't listen o. If you know that even you cannot afford 3 square meal, don't consider marriage. So if you know that you are still struggling to survive as a man, I will say don't consider marriage. A woman should not leave her husband because of the present situation. No situation is going to last forever. So somebody that you met doing fine, maybe something that happened. That is why it is very advisable that a woman also should be earning money the same a man also earn money. It is very, very, very important for you to set your wife up. A man was financially buoyant before, and presently that is why the woman is there to cover up. But if the woman also does not have something doing, there will be chaos in the marriage. How can you be saying that a lady must be pregnant before you marry her?
As a lady, the man is not in Nigeria before. Charlie had the kind of work in this country now, so he had to relocate back to Nigeria. Before coming to Nigeria, he had a wife then in the US and had 3 kids there. So coming to Nigeria, he felt like living alone would be difficult.
Is he coming to stay permanently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you marry the kind of man like that?
Of course I can.
My name is ADEDIWA Jr. You can call me Dr. Q. So I have a guest here, which is...
My name is ADEDIWA. I'm also a therapist.
Let you know, I wanted to ask about relationship and marriage. What do you think about, like assuming you have a relationship now, what's your mindset about the relationship?
My mindset, I believe having a relationship is a 2 set of people coming from different homes, coming together to achieve a aim. So that's what I believe relationship is about.
To me, generally, I'm not talking about general people. To me, generally, I see people don't really know about marriage before going into it.
Do you really need to know about marriage before you go into it? It's just like marriage is just like àwọn Yorùbá máa ń pè marriage ní ọjà òkùnkùn. You don't really know what you can't really say exactly this is what is going to happen there, but you just believe that I'm going into marriage, and whatever that happened there will determine your fate.
Let me put you through this. You see, I understand what you're saying, but we growing up, definitely you must grow up with your parents.
Yeah.
Looking at them, looking at the way what they go through together. Sometimes they fight. Sometimes, probably you might be coming from a kind of home that is maybe the husband normally beats the wife once in a while. Or maybe even if not beating, sometimes he might slap or not.
Okay.
But you know nowadays, number one, we growing up from childhood. You see, maybe your dad might not have money. The mother will come to his rescue. You get my point? It's no longer like that. What do you think happened?
One thing I believe is that all those olden days marriage, you cannot compare it to this our generation marriage. The reason being that those time our mothers is like they are doing things blindly. But now everybody eyes on tear.
Ojutila. Okay. I'm coming from a kind of home like, in our home, like my daddy had more than a wife, that's it.
Yeah.
But then we had the knowledge of respect, maximum respect, based on, imagine my dad after prayer in the morning, the first wife will come and kneel down, greet our dad. The second wife will greet the first wife and the dad, like that. Even the children will be like from the biggest one to the lower one. But the respect nowadays is not like that. What happened?
See, the fear they instigate into people back then concerning marriage is that your husband is like a king, it's like a god. But nowadays it's not like that any longer. Your husband is your partner. You are in that marriage. Those days, the wife does not have a say. is the only husband that rules the home, that direct the home, that tell wife what to do, tell the children what to do. But now, everybody must work hand in hand to make the marriage work.
Let me now ask you this. Sorry, let me now ask you this. Imagine those days and nowadays. Which of the marriage is more having lasting relationship? Which of the marriage? Let
me tell you, in a marriage, you have to allow a woman to spread her wings. I'm not saying that because I'm a woman. You have to allow your wife to spread her wings. In a situation whereby your wife is submit, check that submission. Does she submit because she wants to submit, or she submit to you because she doesn't have choice? Because there are submission that is forced. They will force you to be submissive. Do you get? And training about marriage back then, it's not the training they give now. You cannot enslave everybody. Ojutila. Anybody. Ojutila. So, I'm not against being submissive in a marriage or relationship. But what I'm after is that if you are the one that provides for the family as a man, you buy everything for your wife. You spend everything. In fact, down to on this, you buy everything. The woman does not do anything. It's just for the woman to bear children, take care of the house. You cannot expect such a woman not to be submissive. It will be submissive because to ba she nonsense. But nowadays, women are most billionaires. Women are most billionaires. You can't expect a career woman. I'm not saying that a career woman cannot be submissive. You cannot expect somebody that earns her own money to come and be babysitting husband at home. I'm not saying that you cannot worship your husband. You can. Even the beauty of a woman that has her own money and still make sure that her husband is respected anywhere. That's the beauty. Because what's the beauty when you have money and your husband cannot talk to you? It doesn't make sense. But bó ṣe rí ńgbà yẹn, kọ́ ló ṣe rí ńsìn. Back then, men work for women to survive. But now, obìnrin gan ṣiṣẹ́ ju ọkùnrin gan lọ ńsìn.
Yeah, I understand your point.
Are you getting me? So you cannot test a woman's loyalty when she doesn't have a say on her, when she doesn't earn her own money. You'd get. But a woman's loyalty is tested when she earns her money and she's still submissive at home. That's when you can say this is a wife material.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm now asking directly now is this. Nowadays, we have a lot, I'll tell you, of baby mamas.
Okay.
Do you think it's about that equality that is causing the breaking home or what? Or breaking of homes? Sorry, Ada.
I've not been there. I've not been married. So I can't really say what really happened for man and a woman to go on their separate ways. But most likely sometimes is about violence. So when you are married and there is something called violence in the marriage everybody has to go in their separate way. Like I didn't support divorce because even the word of God does not support it. But there can be a separation. Separation in the sense that maybe they can be marrying themselves from afar.
Do you not got that marriage?
It's a marriage. Of course, you can marry somebody from afar. In fact, people do it most now.
What I'm saying now is, it's not like you traveled outside Nigeria. Or better, you are not in
People
Lagos.
do it most.
No, I understand you. What I'm saying is, you are not in Lagos.
Okay.
Rather, are you in Abuja? We are both here in Ibadan. Probably I'm living at Challenge, you are living at Orita. Yeah. Do you not think it's normal for us to live that close?
So far, you guys are not staying on that same roof. It's a separation. We use a separation because there's some love bed that they have issue when they are on that same room. They love each other, but the problem is they cannot survive together under one roof.
Do you not think, as in your description now?
Yeah.
Do you think living under a different roof?
Yeah.
would amend their relationship?
Okay, in the aspect that there is already children or a child in that marriage, separation is the best solution. You might not be in love with the mother, but àwọn Yorùbá máa ń pòwe kan pé ọjà tí ọmọ bá ti wọ̀ èkúta ti wọ̀, there is no way you will not have in contact with the father of your child. There is no way. It's still part of the separation we are talking about.
I had a friend like that. Do you get? I had a friend like that. You see, when you are separated with your spouse,
okay,
do you know it affects the children?
It can, but is what you make the children to know. That's what they will know. Okay, now like this, the children are seeing it that their father is maltreating their mother, or their mother is maltreating their father.
No, wait.
And you is what you project to the children to know. That's what they will believe. Okay, now they are seeing it that their father or their mother, they are maltreating each other, and the children keep saying, "Oh, mommy, I like the daddy she man treating every time. Woman no, but I know on call me leko ni o, on call me leko." Is you in your mind, you know that yes, in your mind you know that what your husband is doing is not right, but you are projecting it to your children not to see their father as a beast, but to see it as a part of training a woman. If your children ask you that, does that mean that if I get married I have to beat my wife to make sure I train? You just tell them that your father is, you might probably say that it's because your father is under pressure, that's why we are fighting. It's not as if he's beating me. You just find a way to cover the whole matter, so that their mother or their father will not be projected to them in a wrong way. So it's what you make the children to know. That is what will determine if they will be broken or they will not be broken.
But I would ask you now, do you think financial aspect can cause an home to break?
Of course. Most time. If a man is not financially stable, it can break the home.
Let me now tell you something.
Yeah.
Assuming the man from time is not financially stable, and you see him before going into it, are you supposed to now, let me say, leave the marriage just because the man is not?
One thing about me as a man, I am a woman. But if a woman is telling you that let's go into that marriage, I will manage, don't listen, because woman tends to change as time goes on. If a woman is telling you, my husband, woman sọ pé wọ́n máa ń pòwe kan pé téèyàn bá tí marry, ipe àwọn nǹkan kan wà tí ò ní work fún, pé tó bá ti marriage ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn á máa wọlé. Don't listen o. If you know that even you cannot afford 3 square meal, don't consider marriage. Don't consider marriage. Though the Bible say he will find a wife, find good things and a favor from the Lord. But let me tell you, the favor of the Lord does not concern your own work. The Bible even said, faith without work. You know that you are still struggling as a man. Even your house strength, one dájọ́ fún ẹni kó tó raise. Don't consider marriage. To some people it works, but moriti work gbé ó lè má work fún ẹ. Kó má lọ sọ wípé àṣebí Stephen ṣe tiẹ̀ ó work fún gbà tó marry ní nǹkan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lọ déédéé fún. You don't know what your own will become. So if you know that you are still struggling to survive as a man, me I will say don't consider marriage.
Yeah, thank you. Me, I want to go back. I want to flash back on my first question.
Okay.
Me, I believe normally, for someone to go into a marriage, you should know. Okay, let me put it like marriage is supposed to be for better, for worse.
Okay.
Normally, even if you are kind of someone that maybe you go for registry, they will still say it for better, for worse, in sickness, in health. How do you think nowadays? Why I said people don't know what they are going into before going into marriage. You know, some people are. You know, sometimes it's good to add a kind of experience before going into marriage.
Experience
probably maybe you live with your senior sister. You see the way like this guy is not really financially buoyant, but your sister is covering up. Maybe probably you leave that house, you go to another house, you see what they are doing there. You see like these people are coping and it's working. Or maybe later in the next maybe 2 or 3 years, the man actually had more than enough. And it was because of the sacrifice your sister has rendered. You get my point? So you see you coming from there, you feel like, fine, we can both work together to make this thing work. But you see, most people don't know, like, marriage is about you, is about tolerance, is about understanding, and it's about respect. We need to respect each other. Back in those days, you see then, you say something like, fine, and people take husband as kings.
Yeah.
Nowadays, king is no longer like king. Those days, you be like, ento ba roba fin oba ma pa. Nowadays a lot of people are going on social media even insulting some kings like that. So that make me understand like marriage is not like longer the way it is.
Yeah, it's the way it used to be.
But what I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to tell you now is fine. Nowadays, like we are now friends. Marriage should be for friendship.
Yeah,
there should be friendship in marriage.
Of course.
But you see some people when it's not because the guy is financially buoyant when you're dating him or her. That's why you come inside that marriage. Now maybe the guy now had maybe one kind of problem in his place of work. They now sack him. He's now broke. Do you think a lady should leave the guy just because of that?
No, it should not be. For my own suggestion, or let me say my own advice, I will say a woman should not leave her husband because of the present situation. No situation is going to last forever. So somebody that you met doing fine, maybe something that happened. That is why it is very advisable that a woman also should be earning money the same a man also earn money because of dry season. Because when you so if you are doing fine in your business or you are working under a firm, you are doing fine. It is very important for you to set your wife up, because there might be a season whereby something will not go the way it was planned. So if a man was financially buoyant before and presently that is why the woman is there to cover up. But if the woman also does not have something doing, there will be chaos in the marriage. So the problem is from the beginning, having a good foundation in your marriage and have a plans. So if a woman is not working, you are the only one bringing things to the home. When the financial source broke, it will break the home. Because how will the woman survive? The woman will begin to be collecting money from other men or seeking for help from outside. Before you know it, the home will break. So I'm not against a woman like being with his man when things are not going well with the man. I totally support it. But only if the woman also have something that she's doing. And at a point, even if she has something that is doing, a woman cannot feed you forever. Only length the patience in one last as a woman. Are you getting my point? But I support the aspect that your husband have the money before you met him doing well. At the long run, something happened. You still have to support, because that's one of the reasons why you are in that marriage, to be an helpmate to your partner. But there must be something that the wife is doing to be able to help, because you cannot help with an empty hand.
Is it advisable? Like, maybe I'm asking you because you're single. Okay. That's what I'm asking you. Is it advisable for you, like maybe if probably a guy impregnated a lady maybe around a month or two, and it was kind of forced, like, fine, you need to give, I don't want my daughter to give birth before having a wedding, so you guys need to patch this first and rush things up so for you to get married. Is it advisable for a guy to marry anybody like that?
I will say my answer will say no.
Why? In
the sense that you don't even know somebody that you caught for more than 5 years. You can't know them. You can't know them.
You see, this guy I'm talking about is a guy, like, he's a friend of mine.
Okay.
So he once dated a lady.
Okay.
Like almost a year plus or like 2 like that. So the guy opened a shop for the lady, she get, but the relationship did not later work. So the guy had in mind, like, fine, if I want to settle down now, you must have pregnancy before then. Not knowing they would not cut long before the lady will get pregnant. She get. So initially the guy had the intention of, if you want to marry me now, it's basically on the pregnancy. She get. But not knowing it will not, they will not cut for a long period. So for a person like you, are you advising the person to go into that marriage just because?
Firstly, the intention of that guy from the beginning is wrong. Because how can you be saying that a lady must be pregnant before you marry her? The intention of the person is wrong from the beginning. So the focus of that lady will be on that pregnancy, that, okay, this is what you want. I'm coming there. This is what he wants. He wants me to get pregnant before the marriage.
You're not getting me.
Okay.
They never discuss about pregnancy. I said the guy only had that in mind.
In mind. Okay.
Now, even the guy, they never said anything like fine about the like.
They didn't even discuss it. They didn't agree about it.
But the guy actually made up in his mind like fine.
Before I marry a lady, she must be pregnant. I will still put it to any guys thinking that way. Any guys thinking that way has to be checked, and the maturity in that person is not really deep, because you cannot be expecting a lady to get pregnant before you marry her. Okay, talking about like at the long run, they didn't even discuss. The guy doesn't even discuss it with that lady. Boom. The thing just there is something they call mindsets, because there is always a spirit at work in everybody's life. Once you think it will happen.
Fine, that's good.
Are you getting me? Once you think it, you have it in your mind that this is what you want. It happens. Do you get? So now it now happen. That does not mean you should marry the lady.
As a lady.
Okay.
You hear me? As a lady normally. Let's assume a man is not in Nigeria before.
Okay.
Maybe probably he actually had the kind of work in this country now, so he had to relocate back to Nigeria.
Okay.
So before coming to Nigeria, he had a wife then in the US, which I said he's not coming to Nigeria, probably, and had 3 kids there. So coming to Nigeria, he felt like living alone would be difficult. So
is he coming to stay permanently?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. He might also go there once in a while, but at least he had the business now in Nigeria. Sure, you get. Can you marry the kind of man like that?
Of course I can. It depends on the mindset. It depends on the kind of man. Are you married did you want to marry me because you feel you'll be lonely in Nigeria? That's the first question I will ask. Is it because you feel that you need somebody to be staying with in Nigeria that but before you marry, there must be something that you see in this person to say, okay, I do. But for me, I can marry such a man. But
generally now, the answer you just answered now, I want to flash back on it.
Yeah.
You said something like, is it because you want to be lonely? Yeah. Definitely, someone who is once married would definitely wants to get married because he did not want to be lonely. You know, you being used to a kind of life where you have your wife, your children around. Being alone in the house would be kind of lonely.
So that means if the person leave that place, leave that present place and he got to another place, he's lonely again, he can take another wife. You see, there are some questions you need to ask. Okay, now like this, I know you might have seen so many people before you see me. There must be something that got you attracted. Yes, that got you attracted to me. Before you said you want to spend the rest of your life. You have been spending some part of your life with a woman, but you said, okay, you want to spend the rest of your life with me. It's not because you are lonely. Sometimes that lonely should be taken out of the context, because there'll be some time that you still be lonely.
You said something about therapists. I don't really get. So can you just expatiate on for people to just know, I don't know the kind of work you're doing. Everybody don't know the kind of work you're doing.
Okay, anything that has to do with health generally. And there are people that oversee the health. They call them therapists. But the therapist is it can be in different kind of field.
Okay, tell us your own field. Yes.
Now like this, I'm a spa therapist. So I'm just about the physical and the inward of health. So when we're talking about nerves, bones, joints, so that's what we take care of. We take care of also brains, the way your brain function. It's not as if we diagnose you for what you are going to use to make your brain, but some little touch can reset your brain.
That works. Some people see it as if just to touch somebody is that small work, that simple work. How is the work? I don't know.
When people are not in your shoe, they will not know where it inches. So it is very normal for anybody to say anything when they are really not in that field. So it is very normal. When people, they don't know how you do things, they don't know what you go through to put things together, they believe it's simple to them.
Like you doing that work, it's been how many years now?
I've been doing that my work for 9 years now.
That's a very long time,
Yeah.
So now that you have been doing this for 9 years that you said,
yeah,
definitely you should have more than about shops or let me say office I'm the old Nigerian.
It doesn't work like that. To set up a spa is not a joke. Especially the kind of dream spa that I want. It's not a joke.
You know, people think, as far as you're a woman, what is difficult there?
What is difficult there?
You know,
because I don't want to use what I have to get what I want in some aspects. I only want to use my hand to get what I want. But before your hand will bring you what you want, it will take a lot of time. Unless you want to use your body to get what you want. You know, this hand, before it gather things, it takes long, especially when you don't want to. So it will take a long time. And sometimes when you don't really have an helper, sometimes if you have an helper, it makes the journey so easy. But when you don't have an helper that will help you, that you are the only one driving your life and God helping you. So it might take a lot of time for you to get to where you are going.
You know, like I'm thinking maybe I'm not dealing on, but I guess people would want to know about this also. Your wife and relationship, your work and relationship. How do you combine the two together?
Though there are relationships that I have lost because of my line of work.
So what you're saying is like your wife has cost me some 1 or 2 relationships.
Yes, I had a guy then that told me that he loves me, but this my work. That cope. I cannot lie to you, I cannot, because he has trust issue based on what he has experienced with girls. Are you getting me? Does not mean that those girls that he had experience with, they are doing the same of my work. But you know how some ladies do some cheap lies. So at the end of the day, maybe they were caught and he felt that he will never trust a woman in it. Yes, that person to be very difficult for you to convince that. So even if you convince that person, it's just like you are doing extra work. You are forcing that person to stay in that relationship.
I don't blame that guy because I was once in that shoe.
Of course, it's
normal.
normal.
I'm not sure if I'm out of the shoe or not. That's the fact.
So I would just say my relationship with my business now, I feel I have a man that understands my nature of work and he really trusts me.
Yeah,
so
I would want to appreciate that man for trusting you.
He trusts me so much.
It's not easy to have someone as graduate.
Even if I don't work for like maybe 2-3 weeks, you will be like, my shishen time, kilo shele, she, our client will be any.
Yeah, I guess this guy would love money a lot.
He's a business oriented person, so he loves when a woman is making money. So you get, and he trusts me. Though there was some time he was curious, you need to ask some question. And you see, when you were being asked a question and you say it, you're not paraphrasing. No, it's not even hiding. When somebody asks you a question, you reject before you give an answer to that question. It will be like there's something you are hiding. So when he asks me a question, koto bale ba emotimu. But this is it. We'll be like, And he also find out about something because my phone is always open.
For your advice for men that would go into a relationship with people doing like the kind of work you're doing, what can you say to them? Like,
I would just tell
people like me that
you have trust issues. Yeah. I would just say, please, in this world, any career that your woman choose to do, please let her spread her wings. Let's support her, especially when you know that this person really have passion for this world. The only support you can give that woman is to trust that person blindly. Trust your woman blindly. Even when a lot of people are telling you this and that, choose to trust your woman blindly.
You know you are advising man now, yes. But let me now talk to a woman. Madam, Esma,
yes, let your yes be yes. If you are going to Kutonu, let your Kutonu be Kutonu. Let them find you. Because when you begin to say A and they find out B with you, you have give that person a way not to trust you.
You know, I learned a lesson from a man, a popular person, but I won't mention his name. The man had died already, but back on this thing I heard from my dad, the man, if he's going out and he's going somewhere, even if he's going to cut him, maybe he's going like almost 3 miles.
Yeah.
assuming he's gotten to 2 and he wants to change the movement, he will have to come back home.
Of course.
And say, I'm going back to another
you
place.
can even put a cut through.
No, then they don't have, there is nothing
Yes.
So you have to come back again and tell them, I'm going somewhere else.
Mommy, that's
the only reason why they knew where the man was buried, that he was killed and he was buried. So I had this thing in mind. So please, woman, you see this thing that happened just of recently. A popular hotel, I don't want to mention him, that the man actually, they killed the man in that hotel.
Yeah.
It was because the man actually called the wife, telling the location, tell her the location, and at least they had a mutual understanding about the where the man is.
Not all this man that is going, you cannot order me around, you cannot control me, you cannot know where you're headed. Come and where about you.
Orí nísìn wọ́n lọ jẹ àti Ṣadé sí hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì wọ́n máa sọ pé àwọn wà fíjì pé kí ni ìrànjì o.
Yes, now, and a woman also that you will say, you tell your husband you are going on a business trip. Please let your business trip be a business trip. Though even if there will be an impromptu, like communicate.
There is communication.
Even if you cannot call at that moment, there is a text message. You can do a text, or you can just drop a voice note.
So rounding up. Sincerely, it's good to have you. I hope our viewers has learned 1 or 2 from probably people like me. I think I will start.
That has trust issue. You have to trust your wife blindly. Blindly.
We'll talk about that one after program. But what are we saying? See, let's try and trust our woman. It's very, very important.
Very important.
And please, woman, please don't lie.
Yes, let your yes be yes and let your no be no.
And the kind of work you're doing, like Ade has said it just now.
Yeah.
Don't use your body to get what you want.
because you want to get money faster. Please don't use your today to spoil your tomorrow, because there is nothing lasts forever.
And most importantly, the most important aspect of this program, please patronize my sister. That's a fact.
Are you doing advert for me?
Advert for you now. Let them come and patronize.
Anyway, thank you.
This is a place of work.
Thank you.
Ẹ wá gbọ́ ẹjọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ti ní dirty mind, ẹ má lọ.
Yeah.
See, this my sister has already been hooked up. She gets. I know the husband. He knows people from different places. So it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Tell your name once again too, and what you're doing.
My name is ADEDIWA. People also call me celebrity therapist or therapist ADEDIWA. And also I'm into hair business. I sell wigs, quality wigs. Not all those blend and all those synthetical. I sell quality hairs.
Well, someone got we give her that. My name is Abiodun Fatoke Jr. You can call me Dr. Q. So we'll see you next time on our program. Thank you very much.
Bye.